Okay, we're on page 31 and we're going to do the creditors control account in the general ledger of Big Geek shop. Alright, creditors control is a liability, and liabilities increase on the credit side and decrease on the debit side, which means we've got more liabilities on this side, credit side, and less liabilities on the debit side. Okay, so where do we get the information? Right, so the first 38,700 is an opening balance which we get which we get from page 29, and you will see it here on page 29. Creditors controls 38,700. That's the amount that we owe to all creditors. Okay, so we start with 38,700 that we owe to different creditors, and now there's certain transactions that increases the liability and some transactions that decreases the liabilities. Okay, so firstly I'm going to go to the CJ, and you'll see an amount of 67,000 there. That is the amount in the month of July that we bought on credit, 67,700, and because it's the creditors journal, it increases the liability, so it will be credited. Okay, so we write sundry purchases in the CJ on the last day of the month, 67,000. Okay, so this increases the amount of liabilities or creditors that we have. Okay, then we're going to go to the CPJ, the last journal here, and you will see we are paying a creditor and the amount is 27,740. Now in the cash payments journal, the first column, bank, gets credited because bank, which is an asset, okay, decreases. Okay, so that means bank is credited, all the other accounts is debited. Now if creditors control is debited, it means that the liability will decrease, and then it will be put on the debit side. So I'm going to show you that we're going to put it on the debit side, bank CPJ 27,740. And then lastly, there's an amount of 4,000 Rand in the creditors allowances journal. Okay, 4,000 Rand. If it's in the creditors allowances journal, we are decreasing the liability, okay, with 4,000 Rand, and it decreases on the debit side. So it's the creditors control 4,000 Rand, and we're going to put it on the debit side, and there we call it, because we're returning some of the creditors or the stock to the creditors or to the suppliers, so it decreases on the debit side. So now we have to balance the account. Okay, so firstly we go and look which side is the biggest, and we will see that the credit side is the biggest. Leave a line open and we add it all together, and we get 105,700 on the credit side, and we put the same amount on the debit side, and then the 73,960 is the balancing figure to balance this account, because remember that debit side or the debit side and the credit side must be equal to each other. And then we bring the 73,000 down to the credit side on the first day of next month, and that means that we owe creditors or suppliers 73,960 on the 1st of August.